Lost in Talks podcast.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Lost in Talks podcast, episode 104. We are here doing a solo pod today. It's your boy Jamal, by the way, if you didn't already know. But yeah, doing a solo pod today. We did shoot a pod already, but we did have some audio issues with it, so I wanted to make sure that we could shoot it again and deliver that to you guys instead for the next episode. Or maybe an extra episode, if anything, actually. It was mainly just a podcast with Ian and the boy Zach. If you guys remember Zach, he was also doing the podcast with us earlier and also helped work on the YouTube channel with us as well. But yeah, they came back from Thailand recently, so I just wanted to get a quick rundown about Thailand from them. We did shoot it at Ian's place, but I never took into consideration, the sound and stuff like that he kind of had going on. His table was horrible. It just was squeaky as fuck. And then the chairs we were sitting on originally, after we changed them, or before we changed them, they just sounded like we were cutting bamboo in a fucking rainforest or a jungle or something. It was horrendous. So we're gonna scrap that one. I'm gonna get Zach and possibly Ian once again to come back and then run through that pod one more time for us, and then you guys will get that at a later date instead. Okay. But other than that, this is how we're doing it today for the solo. So I am at home. This is kind of the live stream setup that we would usually have going on if I was just doing a live stream. I should be doing a live stream today, but it's so late. I had to run a bunch of errands and stuff like that, and I just want to make sure we get the actual content out to you guys instead of trying to set up a live stream. Um, Other than that, man, I am feeling good. I hope you guys are feeling good as well. Sipping on some whiskey here this fine 420 evening. Hope you guys are having a great 420. I'm going to go partake after I finish recording. I just wanted to be professional, kind of, before I, did my thing outside for 420. We do have some topics that I wanted to go over today. It might be actually a shorter pod today, but we'll see, man. We're just gonna vibe. This is my first time kind of doing the whole solo pod, if you will. I have done some live streaming, so it's not like this is my first time just having to talk by myself. But this is the first time where I've had to kind of put together a show by myself, which has been a different type of experience. Definitely an interesting one. I'm enjoying it. I actually took the day to kind of just go through some topics that I or jot can't speak, but make note of some topics that I wanted to discuss today. Some important things, some not so important things. Some news. You know how we do it here on the Lost and Talks podcast. We cover daily events, and then we get into some deeper shit later on in the show. So you guys know how it is. First half of the show, we're gonna be talking about pop culture, hip hop, music, anything that's happening kind of around the world. And then for the second half of the show after the break, we'll get into some other industry talks or just deep talks about mental health and shit like that. So anyways, make sure you guys are, comfortable. Hope you guys are having a great day, whether you are at work, driving right now, maybe even at home, cleaning, whatever you're doing. I do appreciate you stopping by and listening to the pod today. Once again, it's your boy Jamal. Make sure you guys check out all the socials. Make sure you guys like the podcast as well. Make sure you rate it on Spotify. I don't know if Apple has a rating. I've never really looked into their rating system if they had one, but just rate the shit, like the shit. If you guys are watching the YouTube video, make sure you like it as well. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think about this format. And man, let's get into things. So as of recent, let me take a sip before I really get into dive into this first topic of the day. So we just had last week. We just had the let's get the fuckery out and buffoonery out the way. We just had the Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj Princess Diana video drop. let me tell you something, people. That shit was definitely fire. Very, very intellectual video, showcasing the ladies doing their thing. I have been talking about Ice Spice as of recent on the podcast. I don't know if it was the last episode or the one before. I'm pretty sure it was the so it's been a year podcast. So the first one back on the scene in the podcast game where I mentioned Ice Spice is an intriguing character. Um, she is definitely going a bit further than all of us thought that she was gonna go with this whole career, and I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. She seems like a likable person. Um, she has separated herself away from other female rappers that have come out recently, like Ruby Rose, like Lotto, um, Megan the Stallion, even if you will. And she's kind of already really blown up and gotten to their level fast. I would say not even their level, but she's at about a Megan the Stallion level, maybe just below it now. Um, I really think that has to do with not only her look, beautiful girl, all natural, um, and obviously she has the cool colored fro. Sometimes it's more of a red, orange, and sometimes it leans into a peach or a blonde. And she also, of course, rocks the regular hair as well. But the afro is definitely what has set her look apart from everybody else, and of course, the natural body. We've been dealing with a lot of plastic, a lot of plastic as of recently. And it's nice to see a woman that's natural and not because she's just super skinny, but because she actually just enjoys her body and she just has a nice body. Definitely do appreciate that coming from Ice Spice. Um, but yeah, back to the Princess Diana music video. Great, great video overall, man. I hope you guys really got to see the production and the work that was put into this video. It was like, I'm not gonna lie, it reminded me of, I think that, what was it? It was a Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. They had a video similar to this. I want to say somebody did. Somebody had something like this, but honestly, I like this one better. You know, the queen of rap, Nicki Minaj, with the princess. Now we're gonna be calling her the princess of rap, Ice Spice, coming together for this collab. This was actually my personal favorite song on Ice Spice's tape before Nicki Minaj hopped on it. When I heard this track, I bumped the Ice Spice mixtape because I got to make sure that I stay up to date with what's kind of going on in the game. So yeah, I bumped the Ice Spice mixtape top to bottom several times actually because it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. The girl's delivering music that's pretty good. I'm not gonna say it's hard. The bars are cool. It's nothing life changing or anything like that, but it's a good time overall, and you can appreciate what her team is doing. They've made some really, really, really good moves, um, and it's definitely benefited her, and it's gonna benefit her in the future. But we'll get into some of the possible drama that this can lead to, just based on the past. But first, back to the video. Great video overall, man. Great, great video. I liked what they kind of did here. I'm not gonna play it if you are watching on YouTube. I'm not gonna play the video or anything like that. But we're just gonna remain on this shot here, showing off the two ladies. Um, but definitely, it felt like Nicki Minaj was crowning uh, uh, Ice Spice, Princess Diana. It's Nicki, Ice Spice in this. I want to say it feels like a castle, but it's probably just like a mansion or a dollhouse or something like that. Maybe even a castle. What the fuck? It's Princess Diana. What the fuck am I saying? Um, it feels like they're in this castle and they're kind of just doing their thing, showing off all their different looks and whatnot. Great outfits throughout the video, and just a great, cool concept to kind of, again, pass on the torch to a newer artist because Nicki Minaj is the queen of rap. I have said this before. She is going down as the best female rapper all time. So shouts out to Nicki Minaj. Shouts out to all the Barbs. But I have made some criticisms as of recent regarding her overall and what she's kind of, up to and doing. She's getting older. Definitely. She's just getting older. It's getting to that time where Nicki it's not the same. Personally, she's not doing it for me as much when it comes to visually. Bars are still there. I think her songs are still pretty good as well. I can just tell that when we look at visuals with her, she's an older woman. She's like an auntie to me now, or she's somebody's mother now, you know? And this is not a diss or anything like that, but you could just tell she's no longer the same old Nikki, young Nikki that was in the game trying to make a name for herself. The good thing about Nikki though is that you can still sense the hunger when she raps, But the downside to her is that she gets too involved with drama with other artists, especially female artists, a lot of the time. Her and Lotto have been beefing, Megan and Cardi have beefed, all of them. And it's not a good sign when the queen of rap, Nicki Minaj, doesn't fuck with you. All those other women that I just named have had very, very successful careers. The closest in competition would be Cardi B. But you can definitely, once again, Cardi B's not really writing her raps. You know what I mean? She's Cardi B has she's an entertainer. It's one of those situations where it's what's more important when it comes to uh, the music game. You know what I mean? Is it really the songs or is it the person that can deliver what's written, the songs, be the face of kind of what's going on? And that's what Cardi B has been able to do up to this point. Megan the Stallion, I would say, is right up under that. Even though she's had a pretty trash, 2 years or so, uh, music wise. Well, I shouldn't even say music wise. That's my bad. I would say in her personal life, with Tory Lanez, the whole Tory Lanez situation, people on Twitter calling her this and that, a liar, and whatnot. Free Tory. Uh, she hasn't had the best 2 years as of recent, but she has been able to remain reasonably relevant because of the drama and also because of other drama regarding her label management trying to switch up and this and that. And we're not going to get into that stuff today. Lotto as well has been doing a pretty good job kind of staying out the drama until recently with Coachella, when she had made a couple statements and said some things. So where I'm kind of leading this whole thing is back to Nicki Minaj and why doing this music video with Ice Spice is not only a great thing for Ice Spice, a good look overall, but it might be troublesome for her in the future because she does have connections to Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. But it seems like Nicki Minaj is really taking her under her wing. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be the best look just because of the history that Nicki Minaj has with other female artists. There are definitely a bunch of other ones that Nicki is totally cool with. I think she's pretty cool with Bia, right? Bia, I believe her name is. I've never really listened to too much of her music. All I've ever heard was that she stole like Smiley's flow at some point, um, for one of her songs or something like that. But I believe her and Bia are pretty cool. But I'm just wondering what Nicki's gonna do. What the future is gonna look like for Ice Spice if Nicki is kind of wrapping her arms around her. Nikki has moments where she calls up on her other girls that she supports to come through and kind of support her in her beefs. And the thing I like about Ice Spice is her personality. Amazingly beautiful woman, but what stands out to me is the personality. She just seems like a cool, feminine girl, that kind of, you can tell she does her ratchet shit, but she does it privately. Whatever dirt she's doing is private. Yeah, she shakes her ass and this and that. That's just the sex appeal. That's the sell. But when she does her interviews, it seems like a cool chick that you could definitely. I don't know how to say it, but it's the cool girl next door from the hood. If you get what I mean. That's what Ice Spice feels like to me. She feels like just a cool girl next door, but in the Bronx, you know, or or in your hood. You know what I mean? Very again, good looking girl, but with a great personality. She'd be outside, but she's not getting into too much shit. But you just heard a couple things about her, but you never seen it. That's the type of shit I appreciate. And I don't want her career to take any type of dive right now because she's on the up and up. This is an amazing look from Nikki. But my concern, once again, is that Nikki doesn't put her in a situation where she has to choose sides. Ice Spice has been able to remain in the middle in the best way, or I shouldn't say the middle, because I don't want to say she's in the middle of everything that's kind of possibly going to go on, but she's been able to keep herself out of it. Sorry. Yeah, she's been able to keep herself out of any drama that might possibly arise in the future. And I just want her to you know, continue that. So, shouts out to Ice Spice. Shouts out to Nicki Minaj. Um, uh, Continue doing your thing, Ice Spice. We just want we all just want the best for you. We all just want the best for you, and we just need to make sure that any drama that comes from Nikki doesn't spill into your life. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say. So hope for the best. Um, Other than that, yo, make sure you guys let me know what you guys thought about the music video down below in the comments. Um, what's your favorite part, man? I think a lot of it is my favorite part. There's a lot of favorite parts for me personally. We can talk about that in the comments, so y'all let me know, man. Um, Other than that, into some sadder-ish news, but possibly hopeful. Stay positive. Two people I just wanted to shout out and make sure that we show some recognition to, and also send out some prayers. Obviously, that bullshit, but I just want to hope for the best for them as well, and make sure that their health is in order and check. Young Ma, who, if you had this happened a couple weeks ago, but I've been wanting to talk about it just because I do fuck with Young Ma, who's also another female rapper. Um, Young Ma, there was a video released of her where she was not looking too good when she was getting a haircut, yellow eyes, and she just did not look healthy at all. Did not look good. Um, I believe signs of yellow eyes means you have some type of liver issues. So possibly we never got any type of confirmation or anything like that, but she's possibly been going through some type of kidney issues, kidney disease, possibly. I'm guessing, just guessing, from her indulgent lifestyle. Lots of henny. You know about Young Ma and henny. Those two things go together. Young Ma and henny, 100% always together. So I don't know if it had anything to do with alcoholism or anything. It could have been drugs. It could have been just the lifestyle was too hectic. Um, and it seems to have affected her in a negative way. She did come out recently saying that, she's doing a lot better now and that new music is on the way. But, I just wanted to make sure that we all, just send some love and prayers to Young Ma for sure. One of my personal favorite female rappers. She's right up there with the Ice Spices for me, Nicki Minaj, Young M.A., and I also fuck with Ruby Rose. Even though Ruby Rose has done some questionable things recently, we're not gonna get into that today. Um, yeah, shouts out Young M.A. Hope everything's gonna be good for her and her health, and hopefully she can stay healthy. I believe she did say she was off of all types of drug and alcohol. So if that's the case, good on her. I would say cheers to that. But hey, she stopped drinking. We're gonna take a sip and a drink for her. Let's all do it for her, secretly away from her, behind her back. Other person I wanted to just send some love and prayers out to was Jamie Foxx. Came out recently that he had some type of health scare. Rumors are it was a stroke. Um, no confirmation yet, but if that's the case, we've had very little information on this. I don't want to go off tweets and stuff like that, but any love that Jamie Foxx can get right now is definitely deserved. Amazing actor, very talented man, one of the most talented people in Hollywood, one of the most talented black stars we've ever seen as well. So we just want to make sure that we send out love from the Lost and Talks podcast to Jamie Foxx as well. Make sure he's good. If it was a stroke, I hope he's able to recover and come back to his usual self. I know that's not always the situation, but hey, um, if if there is life altering things that he is going to have to deal with, once again, I just hope it's very, very minimal and that it doesn't affect him too much, man. Very talented dude. Django is one of my personal favorite movies all time. Um, so I would just hate to see Jamie Foxx, such a talented guy, go out like this, I don't want this to be career ending at all. I just want this to be a minor, very minor setback, and hopefully that's all that it is. Maybe I'm wrong too. If it's not a stroke, maybe it could be something else. I also possibly heard a brain aneurysm. It's just horrible, horrible things that I wouldn't want even my worst enemy to go through. My worst enemy, I want to deal with you myself. I wouldn't want you to get a stroke and this and that. I want to deal with you myself. So once again, Jamie Foxx, who's not my worst enemy, just sending love your way. Hopefully you're doing good. I know I'm a nobody to these guys, but I feel like I definitely do kind of believe in energy. So sending any positive energy their way, even if it is through a podcast, online, or anything, might just stand for something. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's hop into some other news now regarding the boy Jonathan Majors. So we talked about him. Did we talk about him? Did we talk about him? I can't remember if we talked about this as well on the first pod or not. But Jonathan Majors, his issues have gotten kind of worse. So he just got dropped by his team. I can't remember exactly if it was just like his managers or what, but yeah, he got dropped recently by a bunch of people in his team. And also, Jonathan Mazur's issues worsen as more alleged abuse victims cooperate with the DA's office. So, if you didn't hear, Jonathan Majors, the boy, just himself into a situation where him and his girl had some type of argument that became physical, and police were called. And I actually believe he called the police. you know? So now this is kind of a shitty situation for him. He's calling the police to try and avoid something, but it ends up putting him into more shit. And if you guys have not seen or heard of Jonathan Majors as of recent, you've clearly been living under a rock. He's in Marvel now. He's part of the MCU, and he was just in Creed as well. He's a big up and coming star. He's supposed to be a mega star, basically. That's what he's projected to be, or was projected to be, um, until all this bullshit kind of came around and started happening for him. Um, my take on this whole thing, I have being a man. It's tough, man. It's tough. You are guilty until proven innocent. And it's unfortunate that this is the type of things that men have to deal with, but not only just men, black men especially. It seems like when it's a black man, the headlines don't stop. The pressure doesn't stop. You're dropped immediately from this and that and this and that. And I'm happy to see that Marvel hasn't said anything yet, even though his own team has dropped him. My thoughts on his team dropping him is that maybe there's more information that is yet to come out. And that's concerning. That's concerning because the text messages that they originally dropped or leaked or put out to kind of show that he was innocent were not convincing at all. They didn't help. The text messages kind of looked like, yes, a situation did happen. It did get physical, and that his girlfriend felt bad about it getting physical and getting to the point that it got to, you know. Uh, it seemed like she was willing to, I don't want to say cover up, but she apologized for fucking up his career, but she never straight up said that she was lying or that it was her fault or this and that, you know? And this is the gray area when it comes to things like this. Uh, until more information comes out or a video or something, it's like we're not going to be able to really come to a really good conclusion. And I hope that this whole situation is going to be able to be settled very quickly. Like, there's charges being laid. You know what I mean? This is not just something that we heard about. Police were involved. They're like, charges been laid. Police have been involved now, and a lot more people kind of know what's going on. He has people coming out. I'm not even talking about like these abuse victims that are on this article, but he has other people saying, bad things about him and his attitude. And it's just not a good time for that type of information to come out because he's on the up and up, just like Ice Spice. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a really tough situation. My whole thing though, that really bothers me is what the fuck is going on with Ezra Miller? Ezra Miller Miller. Ezra Miller has been out here running a fucking muck through the streets of the USA, doing all types of bullshit. We haven't heard a peep about anything wrong with him. Has he been dropped from anything? You guys let me know. As far as I know, that Flash movie's still coming out. I understand they sunk a lot of money into that shit, but I don't know. It's just the consistency of cancellation is bullshit. It just doesn't make sense. And this is why when we don't see people like Ezra Miller or I'm not even gonna name off people because I don't want to be a bitch like that, but Ezra Miller, for example, this is when black people come up and say, yo, you guys aren't treating the black folks and the white folks the same. And it's just unfortunate, man. But I don't know. I'm hoping that this information about Jonathan Majors is untrue. But honestly, man, is that gonna stop me from watching some of his shit? Definitely not. I really do hope this stuff is untrue. But man's a hell of an actor, man. Man's a hell of an actor. It kind of just really depends on what type of jobs he gets after this. If he's able to still keep high profile jobs, big roles, which I'm not too sure if he's gonna be able to. If they're able to clean this up, amazing. But if they're not, he's gonna be doing Tyler Perry movies. He's gonna be on fucking Tubi and what's that other one with what's the other one, in the States that you guys have? Blueface has the show on there. It's just a really ratchet channel. He's gonna be acting on shit like that. And it's gonna be unfortunate, bro. He's gonna be killing it, but he's gonna get trash roles after this if they're not able to kind of prove his innocence. Because it's not just about what happens in court. You also need to think about the court of public opinion, and that's where the bullshit lies a lot of the time. Man, you could prove you didn't do this and that and this and that and that and this in court, but if you come outside and the public doesn't fuck with the information, still it doesn't matter, you know. And that's the sad, unfortunate thing about cancel culture these days and canceling and this and that. That's why I don't want any of you cancel folks to be listening to this podcast. God forbid something happens to anybody on the show, and it's and again, we're basing that off of the information being false, and that you know whoever did whatever allegedly, it's untrue. But God forbid that happens to anybody on this podcast or anybody even in your fucking life. You know what I mean? What would you do in that situation? All I know is if y'all try to cancel me or one of my boys, we are still running the pod. I give a fuck about what's going on. You know what I mean? I need hard proof. I need facts. We need information to come out before any type of shit kind of goes down, man. We need all that type of information. So shout out to Jonathan Majors. Hopefully they get all that shit in order. And hopefully he did not abuse this woman. Hey, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna lay this out on the line right now. If he did, fuck him. Fuck the dude, bro. He shouldn't have been doing that shit. Yeah, be putting your hands on a female. I understand. There are times to put your hands on a female when you're really feeling threatened, and you have to protect yourself actually. Um, but if he's just boxing out bitches, apparently she had a broken finger. So, uh, if that's what's going on, I can't support that. And if it is true, that's just simply unfortunate. And then I would be able to agree with, yeah, we need to. I don't need to. We need to hold him accountable, but we also need to make this a learning moment for him and other people like him in the industry as well, right? I definitely do think that people make mistakes. We all are human. Um, you can make mistakes at any time in your life, and you should be able to apologize, be held accountable, do whatever you got to do to clean it up. But you should be allowed to be brought back into society once you handle your business. You know what I mean? That's my main thing with this whole cancel culture shit. It's like you find out somebody's bad that you like, and we are no longer able to support anything they've done, even though they already said sorry, my bad, this and that and that and this. It just doesn't make any sense, because if it was you, it'd be different. You'd want the expectation. I mean, the exception. You'd want the empathy. You'd want people to understand where you're coming from. You want people to hear your side of the story. So if we're not able to give people the time to grow, then what's the whole point of banishing them? It just doesn't make any sense to me. There's no need to banish people unless they're doing some real heinous, disgusting, dirty shit. You know what I mean? Fuck, y'all still fuck with R. Kelly, bro. What R. Kelly did was crazy. But the music is fucking fire, right? Can't lie about that. I haven't heard I Believe I Could Fly in a long ass time, but you could hear that shit in your head right now too. Beautiful, beautiful song. And if it were to come on, I'm jamming. There's certain tracks from R. Kelly I'm jamming to, bro. And you're not gonna stop me. But I do not fuck with what he did at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So yeah, man. Hopefully this Jonathan Major situation gets sorted out very, very soon. I'm just hoping for the best. We're hoping for positivity. I'm yo. I didn't say it, and that's something I'm gonna hold myself accountable for. Prayers to that woman too. Prayers to any other victims that might have dealt with him, and if these claims are true, prayers out to them as well. And hopefully they seek therapy and get all the help that they need regarding this issue, man, because that's what's important at the end of the day. Just making sure that all the people involved in this story from Jonathan to his victims and even his team can come out of this, on the other side of the tunnel with some light, man. Once again, just gonna go over it one more time. Jonathan Majors, whether or not he did this, uh, we hope for the best, and we hope that if he did do this, he holds himself accountable, and grows and learns from the experience, and is still able to be successful in the game. I don't. It's hard to get to a level like his. A lot of years and years of hard work, and I'm not saying that it's an excuse for bad behavior, but you know, imagine working your whole life for something and being on the cusp of breaking through, and somebody reaches into your past, or you get into a situation, or you get emotional one day and it all falls apart, man. It could suck. It could suck. So hopefully, he's able to find the light in the tunnel. Same thing for his alleged victims. That woman, his girlfriend as well. Who, by the way, let's just make a quick point. This was a white woman, right? Because we have not heard any information on who this woman is, and you would have by now. Hmm. This woman is some mysterious woman. So that means she's either very, very, very well known, or she's a complete nobody. I don't know. Anyways, man, let's hop into the next thing here. The boy, Frank. Motherfucking Frank Ocean. If you didn't hear, as of recent, man, or as of recently, Coachella happened on the previous weekend, and it's coming back up. They have I believe they do 2 weekends for Coachella. So first weekend already happened. I heard there were some great performances. I heard one of the best ones, actually, surprisingly, was Metro Boomin. He brought out a bunch of people, and people are saying that was fucking lit. But unfortunately, the headliner for Coachella, Frank Ocean, came through, and I want to say, he disappointed his very, very loyal fans. But at the same time, I want to say that Frank Ocean did some Frank shit. Just some Frank Ocean type shit, man. Um, let's get the positive things about Frank out the way. I hate to suck dick. Pause. It's Frank Ocean, but let's get the positive things out the way. Frank Ocean, yes, one of the most talented dudes out there. Big star, very well deserved. He's put out, how many projects he has? Three, or if you want to count Endless, 4 projects, right? Um, at least 3 of them are classics. I would say Nostalgia Ultra, I believe it's called. Nostalgia Ultra, Channel Orange, and Blonde, I would say at least are classics. Endless, that was a finesse, but he had some shit on there. Um, Frank has delivered over the years consistently, even though consistency for him takes some time. There's a lot of years in between his releases, and I feel like he's in this weird place where it's like, since he's delivered so much heat, we've given him a lot of space to kind of do his thing, because the quality of his music every time he delivers is so high, and you can hear it in the music that took some time to make. You know what I mean? But the thing about Frank is this whole mysterious, I don't want to be seen, I'm shy bullshit is running its course, man. It's running out. We're getting tired of it. I will recognize that, yes, he did lose his brother, RIP, a few years back, and definitely, definitely, I'm sure that has affected him right to his core. Definitely, I can't even imagine losing my brother, man. My brother, me and my brother are fucking close as shit. We don't have to talk every day, but me and him are close as fuck. We grew up playing fucking Mario Kart Double Dash. We have so many great fucking memories together. I remember fighting this dude on our bunk bed and throwing him off the bunk bed. It's just, I can't imagine losing somebody so close to you that you have so many memories with. And unfortunately, Frank had to deal with that as of recent. You know what I mean? A couple years ago, which is crazy because his brother was just like online with everybody else. He was really big on Twitter too, Twitter and Instagram. And I remember, remember they were talking about kidnapping him and holding him, holding him hostage to get blonde. Oh fuck, man, those were good times, really good times. But yeah, R.I.P. to him, man. But yeah, I know Frank is definitely going through a lot in the emotional side of things. But man, and you know when you hear that, but it's to erase all the positivity, but we have to do it. This is not how you treat your fans at the end of the day, especially when you are headlining Coachella. You signed off on a contract to pull up here and perform. Where is the professionalism? I don't give a fuck what has happened. I can't. I can't give a fuck what has happened. When it comes to you signing a contract, coming out, you came out and everything. It's not like you called it off and you didn't arrive or anything like that. You came through and you disappointed and you let down your loyal fans that spent thousands of dollars just to see you at Coachella. There's lots of people that went out there to not even see nobody else but you. And the reason being that they came out there to spend all that money to see you is because we don't already see you. So when we get to see you, it's a rarity. It's a rare moment. And then you come out and you do some bullshit like this. We couldn't even get a fucking stream on YouTube because Frank didn't want the stream on YouTube. Man, I know you'd be reading your contracts and you're finding these loopholes and shit like that, but this is just not what it's about, bro. Apparently they set up a fucking ice rink in the desert for this nigga. Just for him to say when he gets there, yo, I don't want to do this anymore. So they had to push his performance back like an hour or 2 hours to then break down the whole rink, get all the ice and water out the way so that he could perform at the fucking back of the stage. If you see pictures of the performance, dude, you could barely see him. He's at the back of the stage because they took away the rink the ice skaters were supposed to be on. It's just fucking crazy, man. Now we're hearing reports about um he hurt his ankle and this and that. Show me the X-rays. I want to see the X-rays because that is that's just some fuckery. How you gonna how you gonna how are we getting knowledge you hurt your ankle after the fact? You sound like LeBron, bro. When remember when LeBron hurt his finger or something like that? He was and they dropped those reports of him suffering from an injury the whole playoffs, the whole championships run. We don't care. You gotta perform. You gotta do what you gotta do. If you're here, you gotta do it. You signed up on the contract, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. So now, so now we're hearing that Frank Ocean pulls out of Coachella weekend two. Frank Ocean pulls out of Coachella for weekend two. Just some fucking malarkey. But you know what? It's also a blessing because it's a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because at least we don't have to deal with this nigga no more. But it's a bad thing because once again, people have spent money to see Frank Ocean that they're not getting back. Thousands of dollars, bro. You know there's people that are out there spent their last dollar to go see Frank. And now they're getting who? Blink 182. I'm sleep. Come on, bro. Blink 182. You know what? I'm sounding like I'm hating on Blink 182. That's not what it is at all. I love Blink 182. Miss You? That was one of my favorite songs ever when I was younger, man. But yo, you can't have Blink 182 coming out instead of Frank. It's situations like these where if Kanye wasn't, in the situation that he's in, you bring Kanye out because no matter what, Kanye's gonna put on a show, even if he's in this whole kind of canceled situation right now and he's been super low key. This is where you have Kanye come out for the first time in a while and just shut shit down. But I guess they've already spent so much fucking money on Frank. And Frank was looking for a bag, bro. Frank was trying to cop a fucking bag. So it's just disappointing once again to see him just let down the people that made him who he is. I know it sounds crazy because it's not just him. It's not just the fans that make you who you are, but it is the fans at the end of the day. Without the fans, no one's listening to your fucking music. He has great connections in the game, whatnot, and he's been able to become this huge star. And we all understand wanting privacy. We all understand being shy. We all understand, not wanting to perform. We all understand all of these things that he's kind of going through. But for you to once again sign off on a contract, pull up, change things to the point where you have to push back your show extra hours, and then you're doing weird renditions of we're not even getting to that. We're doing weird renditions of the fucking songs. I know he does that once in a while, but god damn, nigga, I just want to hear Pyramids. The way you did it on the album. Where's Nights? Give me Nike. Pink Matter. The way it's supposed to be. You just gotta run through the fucking hits, man. I don't want to hear none of this other shit. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of these performers coming out here and just fucking up. Oh, now I'm getting cheesed. I'm sitting here with my whiskey and I'm getting cheesed. What are you showing up for? Now Blink 182? I pray to God they shouldn't get any hate just because it's been announced and everything like that. And if people don't want to show up to see Blink 182, then they don't need to. There should not be any booze for Blink 182. They should not catch any hate for this. They're doing everybody a favor. But I'm sure Blink 182 knows that it's just not the same, man. It's like when they had fucking Kid Cudi pull up. There's people that throwing shit at Kid Cudi, man. I just want that to happen to Blink 182, but they did switch it up. They did let us know way before, and I guess that's just the simple difference in things, man. But yeah, man, it's just really annoying. We've been talking about this shit on the podcast as of recent. Just performances are just mid. Music is mid. The talent is just not fully there anymore consistently from artists. We have so many artists that are just delivering mid, or trash. We're not getting a lot of good shit, man. So when you have somebody like Frank Ocean that does deliver good shit, it just brings everything down. It just sucks the life out of you. You have somebody so talented come out and perform fuckery. What was the point, bro? Make it make sense.
Lost in Talks podcast.
All right. So if you are watching this on YouTube, I am sorry. whole first portion of this whole episode was pretty choppy. So I'm just gonna cut it out. It's just gonna be a black screen, probably just a picture of me. Um, but I just got the camera working once again. So yeah, mostly an audio podcast for this guy, unfortunately. But hey, we're gonna deal with whatever we gotta deal with and just keep it moving. So yeah, one of the last things I wanted to talk about today was actually a product I got recently. I got the Stream Deck Plus. It's actually my first Stream Deck. And if you don't know what a Stream Deck is, it's basically how do you explain it? It's like this panel with buttons that you can program to kind of do whatever you want to do for your computer. It's called a Stream Deck because a lot of streamers use it to switch scenes and stuff like that uh, on their streaming software. Like I use OBS to record videos and to stream. I'm recording this video right now on OBS as well. If you haven't heard of OBS, that's a whole nother thing you got to get into, but it's basically the software that most people use to stream to Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Rumble, whatever, and also record videos and record gameplay. If you're on YouTube, I'll give you guys a quick little example here. If I push a certain button here, it'll go to starting streaming. You won't be able to hear me, so I'm just going to show you quick. And then it comes back to my face cam just like that. And that's just me pushing a button on this panel. If we go to another screen here, so yeah, those were just two screens. That was my be right back and my stream end. Those are simply, once again, if I were to ever stream the podcast from my place, that's how I would go about doing it. The last one I have here is also just a screen share, which kind of shows you, oh, this is what a stream deck is. Da 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 da. That's kind of what I'm reading off of from time to time to do some of the research that I kind of have to do when coming up with products. I mean, coming up with products, coming up with ideas for, what we have to talk about on the podcast. It also has my notes and stuff like that over there as well. It just shows off the screen. Um, and yeah, it's just a great tool that I've been playing around with as of recent. It's almost like Kevin's machine. It's almost like the thing that we use when we are recording back at Kevin's place that has the soundboard and everything on it. I also have sounds on here. I'm not gonna run through all of them, but I'm not even gonna run through any of them. There's no need for me to run the sounds. But basically, it's how I go to breaks, how I play the intro, etc., etc. And also, I'll have some sound effects. Like the "How Can She Slap" one that we already have. Also on my Stream Deck, I have different pages and stuff like that. I can open up Opera GX, which is the main browser that I use, Google Chrome, Spotify, Discord, DaVinci Resolve, and all other programs. I just got to set it up on this thing, and from one hit of a button, I'm able to hop into it. It's just a great product to kind of have overall. I'm just shouting it out because I I'm realizing more as I upgrade everything here at my desk setup, and I upgrade the things that I do and the editing and all the other content that we're creating. I need faster ways to kind of get around. And this is the best way to go about it. This sounds like a total ad, but I'm just trying to put people on to something just in case you didn't hear about it before. And the Stream Deck is definitely, I think, the best option, especially money wise. Um, there are other things like this. Like there's a loop deck, I believe, which is more for editing. There's also like even a DaVinci Resolve fucking big ass panel for coloring and stuff like that. I don't know. This is just a great small form factor where I'm able to get a certain amount of buttons and access to certain things, and the way I can set it up is all personalized. And I don't know, it just makes sense to me. On the Stream Deck Plus, the big difference between what I have and the older versions is that I have like these dials as well, and I can control the separate audio from different programs and different parts of my computer and stuff like that. Even my mic, I can shut it on and off. It's man, it's just great tool to have overall, and I definitely do recommend it. I got mine for like, what was it? How much was it? I think it was like $2 or something like that. But there's definitely cheaper. Mine is the newest one, so I didn't mind spending the extra just for the premiumness of it and the newness of it. And I thought, this might be a fun way to hop into the whole Stream Deck bag, and I'm enjoying it. Honestly, it's been a really good time. Um, and once again, I really do suggest to other people. It has a lot of features that I could never even go over today through and through. But and they already have a lot of they just have a lot of free shit. Like there's a way for you to download different plugins and stuff on their program, and it's all free basically. I don't think I've ever had to pay for anything. It's stuff that people make that you can install onto your Stream Deck, and it's just great. For example, like there's a Spotify one where it comes with like all the different types of programming that you would need. It's like opening up Spotify, playing a song, skipping a song, adding a song to your playlist, and these are all different types of buttons that you could have uh, put onto your Stream Deck, right? Even Discord has a way for you to mute individual people in a voice channel, which is great. Go to different pages and da 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 da. Um, it's just cool. It's really cool, and it's a really great product to have. And I think everybody should have it. But yeah, man. Other than that, guys, I think that we're gonna end the pod here. A little short one today with the boy Jam, man. It's 4:20. It's getting late. I'm just trying to get outside. You know what I mean, and just enjoy the evening as well. This pod is gonna be coming out a bit later. Hopefully Sunday night. You are listening to this. Um, Once again, just because we had to switch up some things and move some things around instead. And I'm going to be getting that Thailand pod to you guys ASAP. We're going to do one with Zach and probably even might talk with Ian tomorrow um, about Thailand with Kevin. So make sure you guys check that out. I'm going to be trying to get these podcasts out from now on every Wednesday or Thursday. The audio should be out. And then by the weekend, Friday, Saturday, you guys should see a video. Some days you might not get a video Friday, Saturday because the video's already out because we ended up just doing a live stream. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, man. Once again, appreciate you guys for coming through and listening to the pod today, listening to me ramble here at the end about my Stream Deck. Just a great product. Once again, no ad. Feel free. Y'all want to send me some Stream Decks? You want to send us some money or whatever? Hey, we are available and ready. But other than that, you guys let us know what you thought about the pod today. Make sure you guys check out all the socials. Episode 104 is in the bag. Solo pod with Jamal. And also let me know what you guys thought about this format with just me. We're gonna be doing this sometimes. Kevin was in New York, New Jersey. Ian, he's been busy on set since he got back from Thailand. So sometimes we're gonna have to do these. And I don't know, this wasn't too bad. This was not too bad. I'm gonna make sure that I get everything set up the next time that we have to do this, so that there are no issues. Like the first portion of this video, what is it? The first 45 minutes to an hour of this fucking video is kind of a waste, but at least the audio is fine. We're just figuring shit out still, but everything's kind of coming together, man, and I'm super excited for the future. Everybody keeps asking me, yo, what's going on with you guys? What's going on with Lost Nostalgia? What's going on with the podcast? What's going on with this? What's going on with that? And I keep telling them, yo, we are finally getting back into things, and it starts here with the podcast. So once again, if you have supported us from the fucking beginning, you've been here and heard all the ups and downs of our struggle here, trying to put together just not even a good podcast, but just to build a good team of people so that we can be successful out here in our community here in Toronto. I do appreciate you. And, it's nice to see that people look forward to hearing us once again. I've gotten a lot of feedback from you guys already from the last 2 episodes that have dropped. Good things, bad things. Hey, think about this. Hey, I'd love to be on the show. So, man, you guys are going to be seeing a lot happening soon. And I just want to shout out to, all the supporters and everybody once again. So, yeah, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing the YouTube video. Make sure you guys are also showing love on Spotify, Apple Music, etc., etc. Follow the podcast on all your streaming platforms as well, and make sure you rate it. It's your boy Jamal, episode 104, and we are out of here.